Yo, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get into it. Everybody have a good weekend? Oh, let me share screen here. Let me share screen. That might help here. All right, let's get it. What I don't like right here coming into open, if you draw morning jewels, right now rejecting right off CE of that hourly wick from Friday. Not saying we're bearish here. I think short term we're bearish simply because of, look at our London range. So this is London, right? The red area here. Let's turn this on. Turn that on, and you see how we swept it. Obviously this is, I think it's still an SMT up here. Yeah, it's still an SMT up here. So SMT on this high on London. What did the hourly do? You can't hear anything? Oh no. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. How about that? There we go. Now I'm lighting up green. Thanks for saying that, Tater, before I got too far into it. For some reason, all my audio settings went back to a default, which is nothing. Right now, short term bearish. Not like higher time frame bearish, but simply just based off this last hourly close. If you look at the wick from 10 a.m. on Friday, you'll see we rejected right off 50% of that wick. And it's not so much the wick right there, it's more about this hourly close. SMT obviously on that high, but if we pay attention to, let's see, oops, turn that off, there we go. All right, and then so this is your London range, right? This red area. Look where your hourly closed. Your hourly swept the high, gave you an SMT, and right now it's just kind of chop right now. But right now, like I would not be expecting continuation longs until I have confirmation with some kind of candle close. As of right now, the hourly swept the high, closed back inside. It's not really showing me that price is ready to expand at this point. Now, if we open up and 10 o'clock closes up back up here outside of London, then I'll be okay looking for continuation longs. Other than that, we're just kind of sitting in the middle here, just kind of waiting to see what happens. The other thing I'm watching, morning sweaty, is that the NWOG, I believe. Let's look at 50% of 50% of Friday's candle. Could be an area where if we're gonna, oh, that's it. Hold on, that's why I'm so confused. I was like, the NWOG lines up with 50% of Friday's daily candle. So if we look at last week's daily candle and grade that out, you'll see where the NWOG lines up. The NWOG lines up right at 50% CE, whatever you want to call it, of Friday's candle. So if somehow we get some kind of dip down into there, that is a spot that I will be looking to hammer longs, assuming we have some kind of, you know, candle close confirmation going back to the upside. That's if we get a dip down there. Not saying we're going to, but if we do, that's a spot that I'll be looking for. Let's see here, and yeah, so we'll see what open gives us here right now, and we will just go from there. Hopefully we get some kind of -4 play. If -4 can line up with Friday's high, that would be cool. That could give us a nice little. That's gonna go way above. It's gonna go way above it now. But morning, Florida man. Morning. A -4 really doesn't line up with too much besides Friday's low. So we'll go from there. Right now, 50% of London. So this is good. If we want to see continuation longs, this is what we want to see. We want to see 10 o'clock close above, which I'm assuming we get, because higher time frame still, to me, is we're still in that higher time frame. If you guys were here last week, I still just think if you zoom out, we're just sitting in a higher time frame market maker buy model all the way back to all-time highs. I think by Christmas. So we'll see if Santa wants to deliver that for us. But -4 sits at what? 25,993. Which really doesn't take us nowhere too significant here. So we'll go down to the 5-minute chart here and start watching our 5-minute closes to kind of give us some kind of bias here. Morning, Brock. Sweaty. Haven't checked the other commodities charts yet. While we're waiting here, let's check NG. Let's check our, let's go to the hourly, see if we have anything that's like kind of brewing on the hourly that could maybe give us, oh god, gold may not be bad, but it's already delivering 50% back up. But if it closes like that, I would expect gold to run these highs again. Maybe we can look for a dip inside of there once 10 o'clock closes to then get long. See how it closes below here. Look for sell side down there. Pretty obvious. NG, this could be nice. This could be really nice on natural gas. I doubt it closes back outside of that BISI, but if that wants to close like that, I'm looking at 50% of this range on natural gas. ES dump in here. I'll be looking for a long up to that 0.5. If natural gas closes like that, that's something I would absolutely try. So we're a little uncorrelated here, which is what, another sign just to stay on the sidelines for now. Don't be chasing garbage right now. They're thinking, oh, buy side's coming up. Well, look at ES chart, and it's doing the exact opposite. Clear sign to just wait until everybody agrees here, and then we'll start looking at price at maybe some kind of entry of some sort. But for now, this is of no interest. This is very, very uncoordinated here. What up, Cobalt? Hope you've been well. Yeah, gold. I mean, I would not mind something like this on gold. If 10 o'clock closes like this, I would not mind a little dipperoni inside of here, and then look for continuation longs. Probably back up to this hourly BISI. Right now we're rejecting. This is a good example of an hourly breaker here on gold. See, we close below, retest. So if we come back up above here, then I would assume we're going all the way back up here. But speaking of gold, I found out that a lot of people's favorite SMT to use with it is the European gold from XAU EUR. So I've been giving it a little whirl, and it seems to be pretty good. So we'll watch gold when it closes at 10 o'clock. For now, ES still dumping, which is pulling. Yep. Pulling NQ back. That means I'm assuming YM's dumping. Yeah, because YM's usually the leading. ES is always the middle child. There's a wick on that candle. Now, I will say if I doubt it happens. I'm assuming ES turns around here. But if this hourly closes back inside London range, the shorts are on. I will be absolutely okay looking for a short at 10 o'clock inside of this wick, because we talked about this on, I forget what day it was we streamed last week. But if you have a swipe of some kind of hourly high, close back inside, you're looking at what, a 50% retracement. Now, if you get another swipe on the high that swept the first high, and then that candle also closes back inside that range, price does not want to expand back higher here, like in this instance. I will be okay taking a short, some kind of lower time frame PD array inside of this wick at 10 o'clock, looking for shorts back down, I don't know, midnight, and whatever low-hanging fruit 50% targets we can find. So if that happens, I'll be okay looking for a short, just for, like, obviously we're still in a higher time frame sell model, but like for a short-term scalp, some kind of short scalp, I'll be trying it. Now if it closes above at 10 o'clock, we already talked about that. Then I'm looking for continuation long. So I think, especially with the uncorrelation right now, I think it's best just to wait probably until 10 at this point. That's probably our best chance. We don't have any kind of red folder today, right? Not really. Nothing, actually. So yeah, it'd be very interesting. This hourly candle should tell us a ton. So far, you have 8 a.m. high that we cannot close above. So I'd be looking at 50% of this range. Oh, we're already there. Never mind. So we're now pretty uninterested. But we can't get a close above the hourly high, a previous hourly high on the 5-minute. And our hourly is not looking so great, and we have uncorrelation, and it's a Monday, so. Natural gas might be a good bet today, as much as and nobody wants to trade natural gas. But if I'm looking at natural gas right now, if we get closed like this, I am looking for a long off the open of this hourly candle. So if this candle closes like this, absolutely, there's probably a nice little BISI inside of here that we can look for a retrace to. Yeah, it would absolutely be, if it closes like this, I will hammer these BISIs right here, and looking for continuation. There's probably a little lower 1-minute breaker in there too somewhere. Yeah, maybe there. Maybe 50% over that 1-minute range. We'll worry about that when we get there, though. Hopefully, NQ is starting to cooperate before that. But that's a very, very, very nice sign here, especially with the gap above. You might be able to target that gap. But yeah, still dumping here, which is they're kind of getting in line here because NQ is showing us that it doesn't want to go higher right now just because of its 5-minute closes, failing to close above. And we're just kind of stuck in London range. Obviously, I'm not going to chase shorts here. There's just nothing to do. Nothing solid yet here. Remember to see our candle closes will tell you everything. Like ES keeps closing below the previous 5-minute low. So why would you want to why would you want to be looking for a longs at this point? This is interesting. We did close back above, but now we're going to close back below. It looks like on this 5-minute. Unless, yes, if this 5-minute candle closes back up inside of this 7 a.m. low from ES, if somehow this candle retraces back up, that would be something that I would potentially try. So I'll be targeting 50% of this range. That's if this candle closes back up inside of here. So say it does. Say it closes up here. I'll be looking for boom. I'll be looking for boom. Well, can't even draw boom. Maybe down to a little bit wherever this candle happens to close. Maybe the open, and then looking for longs up to 50% for a little scalp. That's something you could try if the 5-minute closes back inside, because then you're gonna have 2 5-minute candles showing that price does not want to close below 7 a.m., which means you should be looking for a retracement. And look what else you have up there. It's kind of like a mitigation block here on the 5-minute that you could target. This isn't really a breaker, more of a mitigation block. What up, doggo? So we'll see how that all goes. See how ES closes here in a minute, about 30 seconds, which doesn't look like it's going to close over. And now we're gonna have 2 candle closures on NQ back below at 7 a.m. low, which means I would almost be expecting this thing to a dump here, right? Because you're gonna have 2 5-minute candles that fail to close above. You should get a bigger big retracement. Like if this would be a great short if, see, there it goes. This would be a great short if like we weren't stuck inside of this range. Like if there was like an easy target or something down here, I would be looking for, like, there's like a nice BISI up here. This would be a good BISI to take. Why? Because you have 2 5-minute candles confirming you do not want to close above there, and this was so like. You have what I always talk about. You have context to take a short. Price is showing an unwillingness to go higher. So what's it going to do? It's either going to chop or it's going to go lower. So that would be a short that would be willing to take. But now we're already back down to OTE here. So I would rather just wait as well, and we'll see what the hourly gives us at 10 o'clock. But for now, just so the ES 5-minute close below. Which means what? We should have at least taken the previous 5-minute low, which obviously we did here. this gets a little weird for me because we obviously now we close below the 7 a.m. But now what happens if this candle closes back above? There's a chance you might get along there. But I don't want to fade. I don't want to. I don't want to go against what this is telling me. If we're closing below this hourly low, then it's something I don't really want to go against. And can it still rip? Absolutely. Do I have context? Not really. Right, because you're fading that, and now, unless we hit some kind of like higher time frame level off to the left, and then we have like let's see, yeah, there ain't much here. Just this hourly wick, CE of this wick, basically. This looks messy. Great example though. Great example. That's exactly a perfect. There was just nowhere to get in. There was no good PD array up here to like say, okay, like wish the show. Maybe the order block, but that's about it. All right, but just pay attention. You get 2 5-minute candles that close above, that fail to close above or below an hourly high or low. It's a good trade. It's a good trade. I promise. I promise. I promise. That's what kind of gave me a clue here that we're going to continue down instead of up, just based off of obviously because ES was closing below, but so ES was closing below, which means that, and then now if NQ was closing back above here, then it's still kind of 50-50, but you'll start to lean short when you start to see that what's going on with your hourly lows. Obviously, there is an SMT here on these lows, but no signs of any kind of reversal at this point. I'll be watching to see how do we close below here. Maybe a doggo. Looks like chop and junk to me right now. Nah. I've seen a lot where there's LR and we just keep on dumping, or we keep on going the other way. I'd rather wait for a candle to close to tell me. Well, this could be good though. This could be good. If the 5-minute close like this with the little ES closing like this, ES might be the better play. It's because it has more catching up to do, and it has a clear target of 50%. NQ's just kind of blah inside of here. Like, but ES has a nice unbalanced range here where you can target this 50%. Four-hour candle, yeah. ES did take that 4-hour low. This could be decent. This could be decent. You might get a little 1-minute breaker. This could be your unicorn here. Man. All right, so the 5-minute closed. You did not get a breaker here. But the 5-minute did close back up inside, right? Swept that 4-hour low, closed back up inside. If it's gonna bounce, it's gonna bounce from right around the open of this 5-minute candle. Me, I'm just gonna wait for I'm waiting for in this BISI should hold. Not saying it's going to hold. I'm personally waiting for a 10 o'clock. I want to see us if we're going to how the hourly candle is going to a close. But I don't think this is awful. But there'll be a better setup than this. But this is kind of like what I do look for, like how I was talking about on NQ up here when both these candles close back below. If there's like a 1-minute BISI, a 1-minute breaker that's forming to the upside, and it looks like, obviously pretend this is like a bearish setup. You know, if you hold on, I guess we could. Oh, there you go. So if you have like a setup like that, on, it's probably messing with a lot of people here, but if you have like so you have 5 minute candle closing back inside, and then the second 5 minute candle closing back inside, you got a 1 minute sibi like that with a potential, if this formed a breaker, obviously makes it 20 times better, then this would be a setup that I would take targeting 50% of this range. Pretty good example there, but let's flip it back. Good sign for ES if it can close 2 candles back outside of this BISI. So it's not the most bearish sign. Kind of what's looking. Yeah, potentially there, pillow potentially. What would be the RR on this? 2 candle closes back outside the range. I would not want to see price closing back below these ITLs now. Price should not have to revisit here. This should be balanced, ready to go. The RR, your stop would have to be down here. It looks like 1.5 R and about 1.3 R ish. You just target 50% and then runners. Now this looks like a 15-minute breaker. Yeah, kind of like a 15-minute breaker sitting in here at 50%. Man, just ES looks a lot cleaner today than NQ. Check out NG. Wow, NG came back. Okay, so there might not be a setup on NG, which means we might want to target lower. CL, really nothing there. Closing above, but there's no swipe. CL, bleh. Man, there ain't too many good looking setups out there. And there you go for ES. The RTH gap. I need to mark out the level too. -4 is still down there. 6. Okay, we're still 140 points away from -4. Yeah, I guess we should have sorted that right there. That was your sign. Damn. Let's see if Wyzrd took that. Sheesh. Okay, so we hit the end log, which means we also hit. That's the level I was actually looking for. Marshall was looking for. This is Friday's candle. So the NWOG right at 50% of Friday's candle. That's the NWOG. So if there's gonna be a balance, I think this is where it's gonna be. 50% up there lines up with the NWOG. This could be good. This could be good. Let's see how this closes. I think if NQ closes back inside London range here, then the longs might be on. But if NQ closes below London, I think we're gonna get a retrace at 10 o'clock and then a continuation dump. Yeah, I think that's what we'll get here. So ES boosted that BISI, basically just rejected 25% of that dealing range. We'll see how 10 o'clock closes. That's really just key now. RTH gap's filled. So we could definitely get a RTH 50%, yeah, of all that of Friday. If we're gonna balance, this is where it should be. This could turn into a nice breaker for ES. Problem is the stop is massive. Yes, just looks a lot cleaner. Oh, it's all good, Hildoggo. I'll probably be wrong at some point today too. Probably not once. I mean, if we look down, there's nothing else to run besides obviously Friday's low. Uh, Friday's low, which lines up with -4. I guess a little -4 will lose a little bit before there. Yeah, so for me, we'll see how this hourly low closes. Close below London. I'm looking for continuation shorts. Also, I'll be watching this. If you watch this hourly BISI, I think it was this hourly BISI, was holding price all morning here, basically right at CE. So price wants to close through there, and especially this one. While closing below London, you're looking for shorts here at 10 o'clock, I think. So what we could frame now is, assuming this closes below all this, you're gonna have an hourly breaker sitting up here. The one thing you have to be worried, you have to be a little um, conscious about is if if we're going to end up dumping for the next, for a good portion of the morning, 10 o'clock can have a like 10 o'clock can have that reversal to like go back up. It depends. Say this candle closes all the way down here, right? If it closes all the way down here, 10 o'clock could have a 50% retrace up here. And what does this form? This forms your 4-hour manipulation wick on your 4-hour candle, and then 11 o'clock we get the reversal up here, maybe off the breaker, and then you have continuation down here. So you have to be aware of that as well. You can't just say, oh, 10 o'clock here, 4-hour candle, we're gonna dump. Like, you have to be aware of that manipulation. And if there is some kind of long setup, some kind of 5-minute candle closing back up inside at 10 o'clock, I'm okay trying to long this back up to 50% here. I'm okay trying to long the manipulation, but for now, still 50-50 because we'll see how this thing closes. Old ES. Still closing back up inside the range. Gold doesn't look so bullish anymore. And NG is dumping. Nice. So for me, after this 5-minute candle closes, well, it depends. If this candle puts in a new low here in 28 seconds, which doesn't look like it's going to, then I'll be watching to see what happens, because this will be your 9 o'clock hourly candle low, and we'll see if we close below it. If we close below that, that's your cue that this thing wants lower, and I would be okay like looking for a short on some kind of retrace. Now remember that retrace could take an hour, but it doesn't have to, but it could. Yeah, that too, Doc. That too. That too. I would love to see a retrace to 50 up here to get short for continuation shorts at like 11. That would be best case here. I'm setting that Matter wasn't a good setup up here on that high. But the good thing is, like, the short has a lot. Like, any kind of short up inside of here at 10 o'clock, if we get one, has beautiful RR. Because I really think like we shouldn't. I don't think we're going to reverse off any of these lows. -4 Friday's low should be our target, but that's assuming we don't close back up. Now, if we close back up inside of London, we're going to continue to chop, or we're going to have like a move to the upside. and then it really gets uninteresting. Because YM shouldn't take YM definitely didn't take Friday's high, right? And if anybody took in Friday's high, it should have been NQ. Yeah, NQ was the closest. Which this will be a good draw at some point, but I'm not gonna be like trying to long all day just because of that. Until I have some kind of sign showing me. Because remember, in terms of your weekly candle, Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday can be absolute manipulation first. Right. So if we are, which we are still bullish on the higher time frame, we could see something like this going into Monday, Tuesday, and then what? That's your weekly wick, and then you have continuation to the upside the rest of the week. There's you have to you have to like think about it from your weekly profile standpoint. What's old ES doing here? Just inside candles here on the 5 minute, nothing of interest. If natural gas closes like this, it's probably a good short inside of here, targeting that low. Just like natural gas, because there's no manipulation in it. PD arrays do what they should. Price does what it should. It's pretty damn clean. All right, so we got what, minute 30 till 10 o'clock. News on Japan. Crazy. Word. Good to know. Is that in the news feed too? Yep, sure is. Yeah, no issues found. Got it. All right, so we'll watch. We'll see. We'll mark our hourly low here. Coming into that 10 o'clock hour. Did gold drop? Oh yeah, yeah. That explains gold. All right, so the long setup here, man. With an hourly close like that, I really do not want to try to long this. So let's see. Very bearish close on the hourly. All right, so let's mark our low and high of the hour, or let's just mark at least the low. That's what we're close to. When you talk about the 5 minute close over the previous hour, how many 5 minute closes do you give it? Usually, if the first one closes under, then I just have no interest, and I'm expecting continuation down. Now there will be times where we will close below, and then like the next candle will swipe and close back above, and maybe if I get a breaker there, then I'll take it long and then maybe the first candle is just a little bit of manipulation, whatever you want to call it. But usually the first candle should be your sign. So I just want to mark. I don't want to take anything until this previous hour low is gone. If there is going to be a long. Remember, if there is a long, if there is a long, kind of fading what the hourly is telling you here that we should have continuation down. Remember what we talked about, like we can take a long up to 50% at least. and ES would be the better one. So best case here for any kind of long would be swipe this hourly low, and there's an SMT. You get an SMT on the hourly low, and Q doesn't want to take it, which looks like they're both going to take it. And then you get some kind of long setup. So see how these 5 minutes work after this 10 o'clock low. Forgot we also have that high that we just missed, that daily BISI up there, or SIBI yesterday on Friday as well. It should be a draw. Like I said, your hard time frame draw should still be up there, but yeah, let's take it. No, let's set an alert down here. It might be an ES trade kind of day. Or it's going to go to 50% now. No, if this goes to like 50% of the range here, remember, if you're still trading in line with the hourly, if this goes like to 50% here, which I don't consider this 50% hit yet, but if it goes to 50% here and we start getting bearishness like out of this 5 minute SIBI, we can't even close inside of it. Then around 10 like around 10:15 or something, we get like a bearish breaker down or something. That's a short I'll take, targeting this 10 o'clock low and -4. Well, -4 on NQ if you take it on NQ. NQ is just, the range just doesn't look as nice as ES does right now. Right, because if we're expecting lower, which our hourly is telling us lower based on that close, then you want to see a pump from 10 o'clock, right? As soon as 10 o'clock opens, you want to see that hourly wick formed, and you want to get inside of that hourly wick to go short. Now, if we go down and swipe this low first and get and we swipe this low first, get an SMT and get a long setup, then 10:10, 10:15, this could be your hourly wick. Or down here, and then you can target 50%, makes the body of your hourly candle. But for now, still nothing. You're looking for a long off 10 o'clock low up to 50. We're looking for a potential short out of here, out of this 5 minute SIBI. Right, because I don't care if this thing starts pumping here and goes all the way back up. I don't care. I don't have context from the way that I like to trade based on our hourly close. Like, hourly candle is closed below all the overnight lows. Well, most of the overnight lows, actually all the overnight lows, besides, well, I guess before 8 or after 8, it closed below all those lows. Closes below London. I don't want to be longing back up into here unless I'm just targeting like a retrace, like a 50%. The hourly's telling me something here, and I'm not gonna fade it. Can it rip all the way back up through? Sure, but I didn't have context for it. My candles were not telling me that. Let's check out. Yeah, they didn't even look at ES hourly candle. Yeah, it did close back up inside the range of that low, but where's our 10 o'clock opens? Why is... Oh, that's why. Shit's not even turned on. There we go. That looks better. So -4 for ES takes us right to Friday's low. So far, not much of a wick on the hourly above. But if we're super bearish here, you're not going to get much. If you're expecting expansion down, you want to see this hourly wick not really go above like 25% of this candle, which we basically hit right at 25%. For now, it looks like some chop suey. Which is a possibility. If we're bearish, here, you know, there's a chance. Like 10 o'clock, a lot of 10 o'clock hourly candles lately have just been chop. We'll chop for an hour. 11 o'clock open. It'll manipulate to one side of the 10 o'clock high or low, and then that's your reversal. So that's something that you have to keep in mind as well. Just stay patient. There's no need to be pushing buttons inside of here. Unless you're somehow short up here, there's no reason to be pushing buttons inside of here. It's Monday. You have 4 more trading days, a lot more hours that these markets are going to move. Just relax. So how did NG close? Bearish. Yeah, I'm be looking for a short firm NG out of here. Be looking for a short like this. Not a fan of the RR, but it looks like a negative R trade. It's a decent R. But I'll be targeting these lows. So we'll keep that marked. I'll just watch it. Not gonna actually trade it, but so we're looking for 50. But I expect NG to go down, right? Because what am I looking for on natural gas? Same thing I look for on NQ. Hourly's closing below. I'm looking for a retrace at 10 o'clock on the new hourly candle, and then I'm looking for continuation down to take out this candle's low. Why? Because when a candle closes below the previous candle's low, you should take out that candle's low. So this should be our short-term target here on natural gas. Obviously, nobody's really trading natural gas, but it's like it's clean right now compared to NQ, but it's showing the exact setups that I'm looking for. Hi, Monty. Just wake up. All right, see what happens after this. Looks like we're gonna take that 10 o'clock low. The question is, will NQ or will we get an SMT? Gold. Okay, gold. See, same thing for gold. Now, if they both take 10 o'clock low, then I'm just looking for continuation down. And your manipulation at 10 o'clock, your 10 o'clock wick is just gonna be this, which is actually not a bad manipulation move here. Just not there's no clean like P raise we drove up into. I guess unless you look on the 1 minute, yeah, it's just kind of nasty. But 5 minutes swept the previous candle's high. Close back inside, we should target this 5 minute candle's low. Same concept, just on a lower time frame as what I just showed you on the hourly for NG. But for now, just a slop fest. I like the NQ's holding up here. That might mean we get some kind of long on ES. But remember, for ES, we need to see swipe. Then we want to see that 5 minute close way back above. Okay, YM just missed Friday's low. Granted, I don't really pay attention. I don't really care about YM SMTs, but just because it's rated completely different than YM than ES and NQ in terms of how it's priced. All right, all right, all right. So there goes your 10 o'clock low on ES. Well, it makes me think we may not get a long setup here is because how much we did have a nice little like manipulation up here on ES. So we have a nice 10 o'clock wick is what I'm getting at. Like we have a nice 10 o'clock wick up inside there, off 25% of the previous hourly candle. So this close will tell us everything for ES. So if ES closes below here, and even better if NQ's taking this 10 o'clock low and there's no SMT there, ES is closing below. I think a retrace back up inside of here could be a good short. Maybe a short off the 10 o'clock open and target lower. So far, yeah, SMT on the hourly low. Remember, we're still bullish on the higher time frame. All right, I'll be right back while we wait for this 5-minute candle to close. This is just all right. All right. Not looking like much of a reversal here. Especially if NQ takes that low. All right, because we're right at reversal time if we're going to actually have one. But right, you're at 10:15 or so, and this would be your hourly wick. But this thing's really got to get going here if it's going to get along. Which it does not look like it's going to happen. Maybe no. Close below. So now I have just no interest I have no interest whatsoever in longs, only shorts. Just 50%. Where does this back of this order block in this that's what is that about a 4-point stop if we just put it at like 953. Yes, looks like the much better play here. This thing's I don't even, yeah, we're not even going to get up to that VI. But for me, like that's the confirmation here that we took the low. NQ just took the hourly low. What's gonna get really hairy is if NQ closes back above here, which I guess that's a 1 minute. We'll see how the 5-minute closes for NQ here. Now, if NQ closes back inside, there might still be a chance. But if this was NQ though, like on ES, I have no interest in trying a long now because I just seen that. Why would I want to? If we're closing below an hourly low on the 5-minute, why would I want to try a long now? Best case, I think, is if NQ closes below as well, and we get a little retrace, and then we can try a short. I think it's crazy because I didn't expect us to get shorts today, but expected this thing just keep on going. Let's see. Let's see. So like if I'm looking for a long now, I'm trying to get inside of this wick. So I'm waiting for this candle to close in 2 minutes. Assuming it closes like this, I'm looking for some kind of PD array, which there isn't much in here. So you got to go to like a lower time frame. Like for me, I would just try to enter maybe like on this 30-second inverse, stops at the low, and I'm targeting 50%, probably all the way back up. Right, but I'm not interested on ES because ES closed below. But if NQ doesn't want to, and when it wants to swipe and give a setup, then I'm all for it. Because now this is a 30-second breaker. God, the 5-minute range though for NQ is nasty. Like there's no good range. Like this would have to be the range. Basically back up to the open of the gap we had today, be 790, which makes your RR incredible. Right? Say you take a short say we can take a long from that 30-second inverse or stops just at the low. You're looking up here, probably what, a 3R trade? Yeah, 3R. But still, no setup yet because I'm waiting on. I want to see how this 5-minute candle closes here in a minute. Don't want to get ahead of yourself here and thinking, oh, swipe on the low here. Well, there was an SMT here. Now we just got rid of it. But let's see how this candle closes. Sure have, CD. They sure have. Now remember, the other thing with these setups is even if like this candle closes bullish of some way, there's a chance like if there is going to be a long, like we could absolutely swipe this low again. Remember we talked about like if you take it and then you take that 30-second and then your stops at the low, there's a chance you do get stopped out. What do? You wait for the next 5-minute candle to close. If that 5-minute candle closes back up inside of this hourly this as well, it's almost an automatic winning trade. Almost. It's like the closest thing. It's like what happened up here, right? It's exactly the same setup what happened here. I guess it's not the exact same because this candle didn't swipe, but this candle didn't swipe that high. But all right, so the 5-minute closed back up inside. Actually closed above that 5-minute low. So there could be a long here. It's just not the most convincing close to me. Like, if that makes sense. I guess it's like if I'm trying to get long here, it looks good because we swept that low. But I know like the SMT's gone. Like I want to see like a good, strong bullish candle close back above there. Now, if this candle, like I just said, if this candle swipes the low, closes back up inside, then the longs are on. Then I'm 100% on it, and I'm taking that trade every single time. Now, if this candle closes below, then I'm looking for shorts. And -4 is my target. See how just staying on like the 5-minute chart can keep you out of so much trouble just watching those candle closes. Speaking of NG, how's NG doing here? It couldn't even get up to 50 to any kind of entry. Just hit the 5-minute Sibian. A dumperoni. So that makes me feel better that there was not even an entry there, but the concept still works. Like you're just looking for a little wick, actually. If we grade that wick out, yeah, you almost got to 50% of that candle. All right. So NG should push lower. I would actually inverse the hourly too. So yeah, that was your sign. We'll see how NQ closes here in 2.5 minutes. What's OES doing? Yeah, it's not looking bad. This is almost starting to feel like we might have just continued chop until 11. So like if this candle closes like this, I would expect us to at least move up to 50% of this range, which obviously is a very, very small range, but that's what I would expect. I would expect us to back up to 10 o'clock open, 748. That could be like, that would be the low-hanging fruit target here. Now if it closes below, then instincts were right about this candle close, and we're just going to continue to push lower. Did ES get up to that? It didn't even get up. Oh, it did get up to that VI, didn't it? No. So now ES is the weaker one, or NQ is the weaker one. No. Looking like Friday's lows. This candle's very sketchy. This hourly low is very, very sketchy as well with that little wick. There we go. We're gonna have probably a close below there. All right, so now if this thing wants to close below, I'm okay. Question is, there's like nothing good to enter on unless you're just gonna short like 50% of this range. But either way, a pretty good example here. Like obviously we had those daily highs up there. Everyone was probably married to, like in other discords and whatnot. But like I wasn't ready to along to them just because of that. Obviously, in hindsight, should have got in up there. That was the trade right there. But for sure, that's still a tough short, especially with everything that close. It's kind of what they did on Friday too. I took, where was it on Friday? I don't even know if we. Yeah, it was Friday, right? Yeah, Friday. I was in longs here, and I ended up taking a loss, aiming for these highs to the left, and we never got them. All right, we got to bring up -4 sits at what, 606, right? Yeah. All right, so we're almost getting to CB model territory for a -4. Holy. My goodness, we're Gonna get an SMT first, it looks like, on that daily low. ES was the first sign there. But that's why KC, like right there, like I see a candle close below like that, and I'm like, I just don't want to do it. It can rip all the way back up, and I'll have no ill will. I'll be a little upset, but just it's a good rule. It's a good rule. All right, so ES gets close to a -4 there, and I'm assuming YM already took. No, YM did not take that daily low yet. So now we're almost to a 10:30. Wouldn't expect any kind of reversal now, right? Because your 10 o'clock opens way up here. You're already well below the open after 30 after the hour. Actually, we just hit 50. We did. This looks like a good short here. I don't like that it closed up inside the Sibi though. Let's see how this candle closes. Off the new log, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Be a good sign for shorts if this 1 minute closes back below. This was very tempting here. Let's see. What's all NQ doing? Same thing for NQ. 1 minute swipes the high, closes back inside. Rejecting 50. What do you got there, CD? That's a lot going on there, CD. I don't know how you keep track of all that. All right, see if we can put in a little order block here. See how this 1 minute candle closes. Can't believe I'm watching ES, but ES is so much cleaner. I should have got in. Oh well. First sign. See how the first sign right there? Like I'm expecting down. Doesn't mean it's not gonna rip back up, but the first sign for me is this candle. The next candle cannot even. It fails to close back above. It closes back down inside here, and I'm expecting down. So you can use that as an entry, and your stop just goes to this high. It's basically like watching the 5 minute. If your stop just goes to this high, but if the next candle swipes this high and closes back down inside, then you can try a short again. So maybe we will get a second chance here. Alright, so it goes high. Question is, do we close back above? If you close above, you definitely don't want to be in a short anymore. It closes back inside. Okay, that's all right. Closes back inside. Time is it 10:30? So yeah, we unlikely this is full reversal. Even ripping. Let's see what time is. This will be an interesting thing to watch. Obviously, we got 25 minutes yet, but we'll watch this hourly low, right? Our 10 o'clock or our 9 o'clock low. See how this 5-minute candle closes. Really don't want to short if this candle is giving us a 5-minute. Oh, what a block here! Because it's not really an order block. It didn't swipe a low, but still don't want to see a 5-minute candle closing above here. Now, if it closes back below, I think there's a short with the stop of that 5-minute high. Let's see how we close here in 10 seconds. Doesn't look like we're gonna close below it. So yeah, nothing I want to be fading short here. Nice. And NG delivered to low. YM still didn't take that daily low. Oh, we got 4 minutes yet, but let's see how this 5-minute candle closes. The same for NQ. You could take it on NQ as well. NQ did not take that high. A little SMT than on that 5-minute high. It's a weird spot to bounce. Like, it's a weird spot to. It's not very convincing that we go all the way in reverse off of this. Possible, absolutely possible, but for me now, best case is 5-minute closes like this, back below here, and I can try to get in short here, looking for like this. Try to get in on the open of this candle, maybe a little more. Stop at that high, looking for the low, and a PDL back down to -4. If we don't dump all the way down first. Like, we watching this Bissy now. Because if you inverse this Bissy in the 5 minutes close, a retest of this inverse it will be your short setup here. So wait for 2 minutes here. So say we can get in, say price is below here. All right, so we got a minute and a half. Yep, for sure. At 760, okay. Did NQ take that high yet? It has not taken that high yet. So like I know I said like I would be fading longs because I would be fading shorts because of this candle close. But now if I have another candle close that's swiping and closing back inside, that gives me context that we can go right back down now. We'll see how this candle closes. The 759 is 50%. Yeah. Yeah, 760 or so. Just wait for us. Just wait for us. ES. Just wait for us. Best case, this inverses. I'll have a limit sitting right at this inverse. Stop at the high, looking for the low. I really don't care if it inverses or not. It would just be better, obviously. But all right, we're gonna have a limit sitting right at 66.50. Probably should just get in here. All right, so we're gonna get tagged in there. Stops going to the high, going for the swing low. Just simply based off the 5 minute here. Stop at this high. So a 3.25 stop, looking for 8 points here. So what 2R, 2.5R. We'll let her go. Okay, we've taken an ES trade here, but we're taking it. We're taking it. Same thing. You do have that little SMT up here. So I mean, the setup's not as good on NQ. Just because you don't have that high, but you can still short. It's like it's some kind of inverse or some kind of PD array up here, expecting lower. Not really a break-even spot for me. I would rather just I just would not want to see that high go. Where's 50 of this range? Where is what's the stop? 3.25. So 2R would be what? 6.5 points. So basically down to 60. This would be 2R, which is not a bad spot as well. That's 2R. Just like to aim for 2R on my trades as well. 2R if like look for 2R if my first TP is like below that. It might be a spot where I trim, but for me, I've only got one a mini here on this short, so going for the low. Where's 50 of this whole move sit? We just tagged it, didn't we? Yep, just tagged it. Really want to see a body close back below there now. And then we also want to see this 5-minute candle close. You guessed it. You want to see this 5-minute candle close below here. That should signal continuation as well. So we still got what, 2 minutes yet for that? See if we get a 1-minute candle close below 50 here. Should be a good sign. Good sign. Let's see. Let's make sure NQ's okay. NQ's not going to take that low first. If we're going to that low, NQ shouldn't take it first. What do we got on the 5-minute? 5-minute with a 1-minute closes in a minute. So the other thing to keep in mind, right? If this 5-minute closes below before hitting TP, we couldn't expect a little turbulence, right? Because we know, like, in terms of like the 5-minute, if you're looking to get short, like say this is your hourly candles, you could have a retrace up here first. So you can expect a little retrace potentially if this 5-minute candle closes before going to our final TP here. Oh, I didn't even have chat brought up. Dang. There we go. Nice CD. It's a good ad. It's a good ad. All right, so there's 2R. There's 2R. There should be no reason we don't take the low. Now that 5-minute candle closes, so what did we talk about? We can expect a little retrace here, right? To put in that 5-minute wick. Because we always had a very, very bearish 5-minute close. It doesn't take us, scare us out of our short. Doesn't take us and scare us out of anything, right? It's what you're looking for. You're looking for a little retrace and then continuation. We're not done yet there, Monty. We're not done yet. But the good sign that this the 1 minute did not close. Okay, the 1 minute didn't close over. It's a good sign. It's nothing to kill a trade over. But right, but just as you're watching it play out. But nonetheless, this is a good example of like any kind of setup that I'm looking to take off of any hourly high. In this case, we just used it in context with our hourly, expecting it to go lower here, but the same thing. 5-minute close back inside. You look to get in. You look for a lower time frame PD array inside there to get short or long, going for your target. 100% refund? Dang, okay. It's funny, I'm actually trading a this is on a select account that I'm on that I'm trading this on right now, so yeah. And Q didn't take a low, right? Yeah. So so what? This 5-minute candle opened down here, right? So in terms of like if we're looking at this like on an hourly, we're expecting this should be your 5-minute wick and then continuation down. Just based off of what? Based off of your 5-minute candle closed below. So for me, there's nothing to get stressful over. Oh my god, it's retracing. It didn't go right to my target. But understanding timing and time with your candles, maybe alleviate some of that stress. So 100% refund on any select plan account when you secure payout. Does that go? Oh, does that go with accounts that were bought last week, or does it go with accounts that are like bought today? I wonder. It's probably new accounts. Now they already bought all my select accounts. All right, let's see where 50% sits. I would say this range. What time is it? 10:48. Previous. It's only for new accounts, of course it is. Dumb. Assuming those are equal lows, yeah. Oh, I think he's holding this last little BPR here. Has yet to have a. Oh no, it had a body close inside of there. Good sign on the 1 minute. Swipe the high. We did leave equal highs. I don't know how much that matters on ES anymore. Doesn't matter much on NQ. I know that. I like that the body's respected 50, right? That was a long 5-minute candle though. Actually, that 5-minute candle was up the whole time. There wasn't much manipulation at all, which means you're gonna have there's gonna be a little wick on there, which means we should go back down and obviously at least take those. But we should go to previous day low, which I guess I should mark that out, huh? Really wouldn't want to see price back up here now. Will I cut it if it goes back all the way back up there? No, but dang, natural gas was the play. Did it take that low? No, but it's going to. See, same concept on NG, right? I was expecting up and then down based on just based off your hourly closes. Same thing that we just looked for on ES. 5-minute closes below, we look for a retrace, and then we look for continuation down. At least your higher time frame sell side, in this case, is a hit. When you can start to like when you start to like understand the candles and the timings, it makes trading and maybe not trading, but it just makes like understanding why the candles move when they do, or why they move at certain like in certain ways. When you can make sense of it, it helps alleviate like a lot of the stressful parts of trading. Like here, like we talked about, like, we can expect a retrace here. Right? There's a new 5 minute candle coming. Granted, that 5 minute candle went up the whole time, almost the whole time, um, but like we were okay with it. Like we expect it. And then look, we have the same we have the same setup here. So up here we had the 5 minute. I guess this is just the 1 minute chart. Disregard, but still the same setup. Like the 1 minute close swipes the high, closes back inside. Like you probably go down to like a 15-second chart and find some kind of PD array in there to get short, to get short again, for example. Come on, ES, give it to us. Get rid of that range. We don't care about that anymore. Yep, this will be it's on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube, so it should be on you. It should be saved on YouTube as soon as I end the stream. Yeah, because like a lot, like if you're just sitting here trading and you're like, oh my god, I don't know why it's going up. I don't know why it's going up. But if you can like look at the time, and be like, oh, we have a new 5 minute candle here. So if I'm right, I actually want this to go up here. I want to see the manipulation go up first. I want to see manipulation happen first. So then what? So then distribution can go back in the way that I want that I'm expecting it to go. It keeps you from doing stupid things like chasing price. Like it's like me, I don't like to enter a trade at right at the top of the hour, right? I'm expecting some kind of manipulation down to form that 10 o'clock wick first. So why do I want to chase some kind of manipulation? Unless like I'm chasing, unless I'm like longing like a 4 hour manipulation, it's like to form the 4 hour wick, like we talked about this morning, where if we thought we could maybe get a retrace up higher here before going lower. Like in that case, sure, but like I'm talking like on an hourly and stuff, and like I just don't want to be looking to enter a trade at those times, because if it's made, it's most likely manipulation. Like here, like it's 10:45. Oh, if it's starting to go long here, do I really want to chase it and go along with it? Not really. It's probably manipulation. And if you do that and you can start to like combine all the time frames in your head, that's when like the puzzle pieces start falling together here. Like even that took me like a while. Like this is like something that is new to me too. Like in the last few months. Like this isn't something I've always understood either. But like I'm telling you guys now to start paying attention to it, so you don't waste as much time as I did, kind of like looking at other things when you can just be looking at this with timing and candle closures. And then obviously still utilizing your end logs, your buy side, the typical ICT things, but there we go. And there's our TP. We should take PDL. So nice little 2.5 hour trade there for what did we get there? 8.5 points. Yeah. All right. You guys know what else is I was gonna end stream, but we might get a CB model with a -4. Let's see here. And we got 11 o'clock coming up. So the question is gonna be, are we gonna have an SMT with PDL, and then we get a reversal? So now what's going through my head here? Right, I'm looking at so there's -4, there's PDL for ES. So like I'm thinking, so what's going through my head now? It's 11 o'clock. What can happen at 11 o'clock? This whole move here, this whole move down since 10 could absolutely be what? The wick of your 4-hour candle. If your 4-hour candle is going to be bullish, you're going to start reversing right now. And what we just do? We just took a PDL, and now if we have some kind of a long setup, I'm okay with the longs, right? Because this could be a 4-hour reversal all the way back up now, 100%. and then this is just your 4-hour wick, and then your 4-hour candle wick looks like this. Wick, and then you just have a big, I'm not gonna draw a box, you're just gonna have a big old body like this. A pretty damn bullish 4-hour candle here. 100% possible. 100% possible here. So now, look, we'll see how this 5-minute candle closes here on ES. I'm not married to like I said, I'm not married to -4. I'm not married to PDL on NQ because of ES. But nice. What do we had no draw. Well, I guess we had a little bit of drawdown in there, right? We caught 66.50. Oh no, we had 3 ticks of drawdown. And this could be a, if you get a 1-minute breaker here on ES. Okay. Did not expect to trade ES today, and I didn't expect shorts today, but that just goes to show you can just follow your candles, guys, and you can trade anything. Nice reverse here for NQ. Like I said, we'll see how these 5-minute candles close. If these close like this, you might be in for a treat. But the problem is, like, we haven't. So, like, this is where I'm like, okay, there's 2 minutes. There's a minute and a half before the new hourly open. So, like, can we reverse here? Yeah. But what if we, like, there's a possibility in my mind that we could go swipe. This would be your this would be your 10 o'clock low. What up, Oksano? Appreciate it, Monty. Yeah, ES was clean. It just had a much easier range to look at today. But now, like, I'm like, okay, well, if our 10 o'clock, like, I don't necessarily take a long right at 10 o'clock. I want to see some kind of manipulation below. Well, if we can go take this previous hour low, maybe get an SMT and then a long setup, and we're closing back up inside the range, then maybe we get maybe then we can take our long setup then. But hopefully that made sense. I think I talked through it pretty well why that. But if you didn't and you weren't here, or you just came in while we wait for these candles to close here, this candle didn't really. Was this the one we were looking for? No, yeah, it was here. So it's the same concept that, I look for an hourly lower high to get swept and then close back inside. Same setup here. This gave me context for a short. Like, I'm still bearish. I'm bearish on ES until PDL. The hourly is closing bearish as hell. Obviously, this is the new hourly low. There goes your hourly low. See why I don't want to chase longs going into a brand new hour, because if I'm expecting longs, I'm gonna, there's a chance that we dump first, right? So speaking of that, but anyway, like, so I'm like, okay, so I'm bearish. How can I get into some kind of trend here? YM just took PDL as well. How can I get into some kind of trend? So, like, there's no good PD rate. I don't want to just short this order block and be like, oh, stop it high. I'd like to have context and reason behind it. So what do I have? I have a bullish candle, right? We said we didn't want to look for shorts. We didn't want to look for shorts yet, because why? We have a 5-minute candle closing above, right? There's nothing bearish about that. Now this is your bearish context. Swipes, closes back inside. You go to your lower time frame. I think it was the 1-minute inverse we took, and then it's like, okay, now what can I do? I just look for like a lower time frame, not always an inverse, but like inverse retest make good entries, not just chasing a damn inverse short, but like the retest of it is a good one. This is where, like, I'm okay taking an order, but I'm just trying to get in. Why? Because my stop is just this high. So my stop, like I said, was 3 points here. I'm just looking to get in because I have context, and if I get stopped, I don't care. I had reason why I'm expecting higher time frame. This thing is dumping. I'm expecting the higher time frame to continue dumping, to go to the PDL, and this is a bearish context for me with a tight risk with a good reward. So it's everything that you want in trading there. So we might get a CB model. Let's see here. All right, CB model. Oh, does that make sense to everybody? I hope that all makes sense. So 2175 would be our CB. All right. Jeez. Fiance is blowing up the phone. Can I go to Target to pick up Christmas orders later? No, we're in a damn trade right now. We're busy. Gotta have winning trades first before you can go spending Christmas money. All right, so CB model sits here. The 20-point retrace would be what, 4175. So we'll see if we can get a retrace back up into here. I can't get it. There we go. One black eye. Yeah. Very definitely a rookie move. No. I don't think we did not take PDL, right? PDL is, oh, we're not even close to PDL. What the hell is, oh no, that's -4 wasn't even close to it. ES was the only one that was close to it. So we can still have an SMT and maybe we get a long setup off of -4. What if we can catch a CB model here into -4 and then we catch a long off -4? It's like a wet dream there. So I doubt it happens, but we'll see. Like I said, going back to that ES trade, I don't care if you guys took it. I don't care if you didn't like it. I don't care, as long as you understand the why and the context of why of that trade. That's truly what matters. You like that, steak sauce? You like that? Hey, why do you take that? You take that? Nice. No, longs can absolutely be good here. This is setting up still. Like, remember, if we want to be, the one thing I don't like is, yeah, I would not want to see us close below this 5 o'clock or this 5 o'clock. This I would not. I'm not a fan if we're gonna close below the 10 o'clock low. Appreciate it, Lissa. Appreciate it. Try my best. Try my best. So I don't like the 5-minute close below. It likely means we're going to push down to -4. This is not the CB value. This is just the retrace line. Like, I'll be looking for entries short if we get up to there. But remember, like, if we are bear, so this is where, like, okay, like this the same goes for my 4-hour context. Like, I'm in my mind, I know this could be the 4-hour wick, right? So what could this be? Granted, I don't like this. I don't like this 5-minute close below, but could, like, a move down to -4 here could be the formation of your hourly wick, right? And then you have you start your reversal here, right? And what else goes with that? Right now right now, what time is it? It's 11:05. Okay, well, I know reverse, like, if we're gonna have some kind of manipulation, it should end around, it can end anywhere from 5 after until, like 20 after the hour, and then you start to have reversal here around 11:15 or so. Maybe even 11:30 if you have some kind of London close reversal. And then you have and then you could have a potential long setup here off of -4 based on time, right? I'm like, oh, it's 11:15, and my 4-hour, this could be the 4-hour wick. Sure, I mean, a long makes sense here. There's context why there could be a long here. But for now, there's nothing here for me. I'm not trying to long. We're just so close to -4 now. Can we have reverse from here? Absolutely. But the 5-minute is closing below, so that's keeping me from trying any long setups right now. Now, if we have like a long setup off of -4, bet your ass I'm gonna try it. But right? But like so like here, I'm like, oh, where's my 11 o'clock open? My 11 o'clock open is sitting right here. Do we have any manipulation above that right now? No. What is it likely that that's going to stay that way? Probably not. So if we're moving down first, very good chance that is your hourly manipulation, and then your distribution happens after taking care of that, and then what? This will be your wick because you opened up here, and then you're in the longs inside the wick, looking to ride the body of that hourly candle. It's literally just painting what the higher time frame candle is going to be via the lower time frame charts. So for me, yeah, nothing here right now. But what up, Hidalgo? You doing good? You doing good? Hopefully you switch biases there. Rejecting out of a 4 hour. Ah, yeah. This guy. This is like a daily. This is probably like a daily breaker or some sort here, right? It's a daily order block for sure. Actually, it's not an order block. Or yeah, we never closed above that. $25 $634 for -4. Yeah, make sure you drew it. Make sure you use the 30-second candle and not the 1 minute potentially. That's an issue I see a lot. Or just use options indicator to plot it for you. Oh, 'What did the 30-second range look like today? Yeah, you would have got faked out entirely. It's a pretty good close there for NQ. Can't lie. Can't lie. So it takes this low, fails to close below it. I would, or I would say this would be low hanging fruit target would be 50 up to 675. But for me, I still don't like it. Right? I don't like it that this close below or just not there. Now, if this candle was sitting here on this 10 o'clock low, absolutely. I'm looking to get long inside the body or at the open of this candle. But for me, I see this and I'm like, I think we can push lower still. It looks like it might save you here. Can save you from chasing price. We'll give this a little bit longer, see if we can't go tag. And we just missed the trigger. The trigger would be this line, which is our 15 points from -4. What's all ES doing now? ES also closed below previous hour low. So far, just rejecting off of 11 o'clock open. I find it very strange if we don't go back down to -4 here, but I've seen crazier things. The options indicator. Here. So it's just the key prices and levels right here. Just type that in, or type in options name, and you'll see it. Key prices and the levels. It's the very last option on the indicator. Options is doing good. He has found that he loves trading without any kind of stream now, so he refuses to join any kind of stream. He's been killing it. He says it distracts him too much, which is fair. A lot of people say that. All right, we'll give us another 5-10 minutes, and then if not, we're gonna close stream. We're gonna take our winner and go have a good day. Maybe come back for a PM. Nope, he's still there. Mark's still killing it. Mark is actually he got placed in the trader focus. I don't know if you guys seen Mark's tweet. He got placed in the trader focus program for Top Step after he pulled. Is Mark in here? Mark's not in here, right? He doesn't like me to say, but he pulled almost 40K from a Top Step, and then all of a sudden they put him in the focus trader program. Weird. But they're for the traders. So, but Mark's been killing it. He's moving on. We finally convinced Mark to try different prop firms, and yeah, everybody is doing good. Everybody's doing good. We're just kind of stuck. Like I said, we should go trigger this bad boy. If we can trigger this, give us a little 20-point retrace. Maybe we can catch something here. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart. There we go. All right. So notice, like, okay, this candle swept the low, closed back inside, right? So at minimum, obviously, we should take this candle's high. Obviously, we close that high to it. But now, what does that candle do? It just swept it, closed back inside. So what should we do? We should go down to this candle's low. I know this looks like, oh, of course, Leppyrd. Like, yeah, we close right there. Why wouldn't, like, of course we're gonna take that low. Sometimes we close, like way up here, like this, and like you can have a nice target on here, but I like you can use that on like your higher time frame. You can use them closes on like your higher time frame to kind of give you like a clue on like the next hourly like bias, the next low hanging fruit target. Like on the daily, you go to the daily and be like, oh, this daily low closed like this. We closed below. Okay, today my bias is this previous day low. Obviously, pretend this is the daily chart, but like it can give you a clue to what daily high or low we should go to next, just based off of how that candle closed. This is starting to get pretty stuck though. Not really looking reversal-ish, which you still get a reversal because of London closed at 11:30, but. What's all ES doing here? Same thing for ES. So what I'm expecting, if ES 5-minute candle closes back up like this, I'm expecting just continued chop. Right? Because we should be expanding down if we're truly going down. But same thing for NQ. Right? Like if this candle closes like this, the next 5-minute candle should come up and take this high. And then the question is, okay, does that 5-minute candle close above the high, or does it swipe below and or swipe the high and close back inside? And then guess what? Oh, we're gonna go back down to the low, and that's just gonna define chop. I'll assume we get something here. The down movement has certainly slowed down a bit, which means maybe there's a reversal on the horizon here. Yeah, but now like I'm glad the ES trade we were able to watch that because like this morning, like it's like I know I was going back to this. I'm actually gonna set an alert down here in case we get close to it, in case I miss it. But like here, I'm looking for this. Like fails to close, it fails to close. Obviously, it's not the previous candle, but I'm looking at my hourly highs and lows are very crucial when it comes to that 5-minute chart. So like the same thing, like this candle's closing above. So like I'm looking to get once this candle closes below, you know, you can start looking for a short there, but like leaving this, I get it. Like it's sketchy. We left these highs. So like this second candle was more into it. So what I do is, you know, you just go down to your lower time frame, find you a PD array, go short, stop at the high. If you get stopped, your stop is small. Your stop is small and your risk reward is huge. So if I get stopped, I don't care. But there's context. That's the biggest thing. I'll say it over and over again. All right, come on, NQ. As much as just like consolidate here, I think it's probably just gonna stab down. I don't know if we had any CB models last week on the -4. Do not want to see this candle close back inside the range here. Looks like it's going to. See, so now you've had like 2 candles close below the previous hour low. It's like, what, your chances of reversal are slowly diminishing here. So there goes that candle's high. We're getting so many retraces here that it makes me think that we won't get a retrace like from here. Like once this finally breaks, we're just going to go right to -4. TN, I have -4 sitting at 606.75. So I'll be watching, does this 5-minute candle close above or does it close below this 5-minute high? -4 of the 30-second opening candle, yep. Yes, sir. If it closes like this, like I said, probably just going to continue chopping it up. I said yes, sir. I thought. I don't know. All right, let's go check out NG real quick. NG did not take that low. I see the NG short. I guess it didn't really play out. I wouldn't have. I would not have got my entry, but it's tough. So NG closed back inside the range here. Not a very convincing. I expect NG to continue lower. But still nothing clean that I want to trade on natural gas now. Until there's more context. Ugh. This already looks pretty gruesome on oil. No interest. No interest unless this hourly closes below basically this range. Gold dumping nicely. I wish. So if gold would have swept this low, if gold would have swept this low and then closes like this, you're looking at 50% of this range. Looks like it's already probably close to 50% already. It's really no interest. I would think this is just a retrace on gold, right? Why? Because your hourly is continuing to close below. Now, keep in mind, like you're going to have times where this is going to close. Your hourly candle is going to close like this, but this hourly low is going to be like this, where like when knowing your PD rays, your new walks and stuff, like your buy side to sell side, like sometimes you will have candles close like this, but it's because like the timing of when it hit that sell side buy side. In this case, I think this is just a retrace, right? We should be going for that low there. But like if this like sometimes the candle will close like this, but you got to make sure you didn't sweep this sell side over here. If you swept the sell side, you're technically sweeping this low, closing back up inside. Yeah, this previous candle you closed below, but like this is where like you need some context too. That okay, well, sell side here. There's a good chance that we at least should go see 50%. So with gold missing that and still closing below, no sell side really taken. I'm expecting this 50% to hold gold and then get a retrace back down. So maybe when the new hour opens for gold, I'm looking for a little bit of a move higher, 50%, and then maybe looking for that 5 minute swipe, close back inside, get short, looking for what? This low. Pretty much same thing we just looked for on ES, but just on a little higher time frame here because it's obviously the hourly. So yeah, yeah. Looks like it is Cobalt. It's getting the chasers out before that sell side. And key closed above. All right, we're gonna let this 5 minute candle play out. If it doesn't want to give us the -4 trigger by then we're gonna call it. But in case this candle doesn't go where we want it to, anybody have any questions from today? Anybody have anything, comments, concerns, questions that I can go over? Most important thing, hopefully you guys learned something. It's the biggest thing. Hope you guys did. Nice little trade there. Like I said, didn't expect to trade ES, but we did. Trade whatever looks the cleanest. Come on. Come on, NQ. Man, I would not like to see. Gold's got a nice little breaker sitting up there. Oh yeah, sure. So it's just Uh, well, first of all, I just use options indicator, which I was telling Lissa about a little bit ago. Um, the indicator will plot it for you, or if you want to draw it yourself, you literally just look at your you just put a -4 standard deviation on the 30-second opening candle. So like you just go look at, oh, this is your 30-second opening candle. Boom, boom. I have my 30-second opening range right there. Let me turn this stuff off. Might make it easier for you to see. 30-second opening range right there. And then you'll see your 4th standard deviation of it. It sits right there. That makes sense? Okay. Perfect. Looks like this thing's just gonna mess around for now. We actually we have a bullish 5-minute breaker now on NQ. So this could be a big this could be what starts the bigger retrace here. I personally wouldn't like it. It's a little too close to -4 for my comfort, but we not like I said, we have daily SMT. We could have a big old retrace now. Absolutely, especially now you get that breaker in there. Yes. Oh, and we have SMT. So this is not a breaker. This is another good lesson when you have SMT here. So when you have an SMT like this is a 5-minute mitigation block because it did not take a new low like NQ did. So because a breaker you have to take a high, take a low, and close back above. And then in this case, ES never swiped the low. So this is just your mitigation block. You can still take a trade from it, as long as as long as NQ has that breaker and you have your SMT, then you can surely just still take a trade from it. Just know that's the difference between a mitigation block and a breaker block. But this could be what sends us up here now. So I'm gonna call it there, guys. Keep -4 in case we do come back. But hope you guys, everybody's leaving already. Dang. All right. Hope you guys learned something. We'll see you guys. I might be here tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. I don't know if I'm going to or not, but there's a 50% chance that I will. I'll definitely be here Wednesday and Friday as well. So with that, have a good day, guys. Trade safe, and we'll see you maybe tomorrow. All right, peace.